Welcome to Besançon. I'm going to show you around this incredible French town. Beautiful medieval buildings and cathedrals, and nearly the entire city is surrounded by the river. So if you come to this town via train, you're going to be probably getting off the train here at the main train station, and it is Gare du Besançon Viot. I don't know how to pronounce it, but anyway, that's the place. And it's up high here, it's on the other side of the river. The town itself is just over there. In fact, you can see the castle from here. Quick little bit of history, there was a Celtic settlement here, quite a big one, and the area was recorded by Julius Caesar in 58 BC when he was conquering Gaul. Just under my feet is a huge Roman mosaic. Part of a huge house. Wow. I'm not sure how many overseas tourists they get here in Besançon, but a lot of the signs here, the information signs about historic places, are not translated into English. Now, they don't have to be, of course. This is France and things are written in French. I found in Paris a lot of things were in the two languages, or sometimes in German as well. I'd love to find out the history of this place, but it's all in French. While I can pick out some words and kind of construct what it means, I don't speak French, I don't read French. So the point is, be prepared for the fact that not everything is going to be translated into English. You're just going to have to do the best you can. This is Église Saint-Madeleine. Beautiful church built in the mid-18th century. And what's really cool about this here is this road right outside here, going over that bridge, that's the old Roman road. That's the main Roman road through the Roman town here. And the bridge there, for a long time, was the only bridge over the river. And there's some foundations of the Roman bridge just down there, which I want to try and take a look at. Walking over the old bridge into the town, and there's a lot of traders here. They all seem to be from Africa, and sunglasses and hats and knickknacks and trinkets. Under the modern bridge, and just behind me here, is the remains of the Roman bridge. This is all that's left of it. These are some of the foundations for the bridge that used to run right across here. According to this, it's some sort of revolution place. And oh, you can get tacos here. This is the Archaeology Museum, and very well worthwhile going to see it. It's €8 to get in, so just be aware that if you do not speak French and you only speak English, many of the signs are not translated into English. The main information boards are okay. They'll give you some general advice and guidance on what's in there, but overall most of the exhibits are just written in French, so keep that in mind if you come here to the Archaeology Museum. But it is well worth having a look at. It takes about 2 to 3 hours to walk around. This is the September 8 Square, and it's a handy place to be at because the Tourist Information Centre is here, and it's quite easy to find because it's in an old building called the Hotel de Ville. I don't know if it's a hotel anymore, I don't think so, but that's the Tourist Information Centre right there. This here is known as the Huddersfield Kirklees roundabout, and it's called that because Besançon is twinned with Huddersfield in England. And just over that way there's the tunnel that goes right under the castle. There's another tunnel further along, which the map says it's a water tunnel, like for boats, but there's also pedestrian access. Oh, here we go. Construction 1878 to 1882. This is it. So they've got a lock here, you can see, and it goes right under the castle. Wow. So right now the castle is directly above me, and there's the canal down there. In this lovely little green area there was once a church. However, when it was pulled down many years ago, the archaeologists discovered that this was actually the site of a water distribution tank and aqueducts. So according to the map there, the aqueduct came from up that way, up further up the hill, came down to this tank reservoir area here, and then I think from there it was distributed off to different parts of the town. And the trees are gorgeous here. What a lovely little spot. I'm going to go down and have a look into what was probably the water tank area for the aqueducts. And wow, look at that. That's known as the Port Noir. It used to be the Port de Mars, I think, something like that. The Gate of Mars, the Roman god. People certainly drive fast through here. Some of the old carvings and sculptures are still visible on the side of the gateway. And the archway leads through right up ahead there to Besançon Cathedral. And that column is in remarkable condition, this one here. For me, this is one of the highlights of this town, is this Roman arch. This here is the theatre. It was construction finished in 1784, and it had the distinction for having the world's very first orchestra pit. Unfortunately, the beautiful interior was destroyed by fire in 1958, and in 1994 it was refurbished, but in a very modern contemporary style. So that was a great loss to the theatre and to the city here, but still a beautiful building on the outside. And just a little note of caution, when crossing a pedestrian crossing such as this, make sure you do check to see if the traffic is coming, because traffic doesn't often stop for pedestrians on pedestrian crossings, so just be careful. If you find that you do need to get a SIM card here in this town, I went to a place called Free. There's a mobile phone shop just behind me there, but I went to Free here. I think it was, I can't remember how much the SIM card was. Wasn't much, and within 10 minutes I had it installed into the phone and fully connected, and away I went. So that's Free right behind me there. And something else that's really important to bear in mind when you're here, not just in this town, but pretty much everywhere across France, is that around about 12 o'clock, the shops are going to close, the restaurants will open, and everyone will go out for a long lunch, hour and a half to 2 hours. At about 2 o'clock, the restaurants will start to go quiet, the shops will reopen, and they'll stay in business usually around about till about 7 o'clock in the evenings. So I bring that up because you need to be able to get yourself a good spot in a restaurant or a cafe in time, because if you're there at 12:30 or 1 o'clock, the places are going to be very busy and you may not be able to get a seat to have something to eat. And they've got this thing here where they protect the inside of the town from too much traffic. They've got these bollards that sit up outside the road, and then it lowers down into the road. You have to talk to someone on an intercom, and if if they let you in, the bollard goes down, you drive in, and the thing raises up again. Many of the buildings, in fact just about all of them, are built out of this rather attractive stone. It's a cream and grey colour. I think it's quarried not far from here. The grey and the cream seem to just blend and merge into each other, and it's all over the place. And all the fountains are dry. That's something else I've noticed here. Another dry fountain. I think I've seen half a dozen of them so far. Maybe there's a water shortage. I also did read that from 1940 to 1941, Besançon was the site, somewhere around here, I don't know exactly where it was, of an internment camp. The Germans set it up, and it was for British passport holders, and they were all women and children in there. Many of them died from pneumonia and other illnesses. This here is an absolutely beautiful part of the town. The castle is up ahead of me up there. See, way up there. Make sure you come on down here to, pardon me, make sure you take the time out to walk along this pathway near the river. Says it's 490 meters. Give it a go. Come all this way, I may as well see if I can get to the top of this little mountain. Oh, this will work off the lunch. Well, that was definitely worth the hike up this mountain. There we are. There's the town, there's the medieval part down there, and it was originally the Roman part. And beyond you can see the modern Besançon stretching away. There's the castle. And then this particular castle just behind me here. It's really hot, 27 degrees. And just over that way, I can see some clouds rolling in. I may just get that storm. Built between 1841 and 1845. It was one of the forts whose role was to defend the citadel, which is just across the river that way. In 1944, it was the site of violent battles between the German army and soldiers from the 7th Infantry of the US Army, who liberated it on September the 7th. Should be the way to go. Okay. And now I can absolutely assure you, I'm going to go and get a beer. Made it to a cafe and going to have a beer, and it's a sex, ale and rock and roll. So can't think of anything better right now. They hold some pretty incredible markets here on Fridays and Saturdays. Seems to be a performing arts centre. If you've got the time and you're so inclined, there's a number of very good walking tracks along the river leading out of the city. I'm on one of them now, and they follow the river for miles and miles. Huge former industrial precinct, all in ruins. I'm approaching now what is arguably the most popular tourist destination here in the town, and that's the castle. It's right up there, and there's a cave over here. Let's have a look. Just entered the castle area now, and there's ostriches here. Notes. They're very smoked as well. Notes. Now I'm approaching the royal front. This was built in the 17th century, and it's kind of the second gate, and crossing a drawbridge. I could never draw bridges, always got them wrong. So the cost of entry was €12 for an adult. Not too bad, actually. That's really good. Unfortunately, some of the exhibits and museums are closed at the moment. The chapel is closed, and the Museum of Resistance and Deportation is also closed as well, which I really would have liked to have seen, but anyway. Up and down. Oh, there's the goats down there. There's the goats, and oh, there's monkeys as well. Look at that. There's a whole bunch of monkeys down there. Geez, I think monkeys are funny. They're in the moat. That over there, you can see that hill. That's the one I climbed yesterday. That's got the other fort on it. So what you can do, and which is what I've done here, I've walked along the perimeter wall all the way to the very end, nearly to the very end of the castle. And so I'm going to go down those stairs in a moment and then kind of backtrack through all the exhibits and displays. Yeah, there's more monkeys there. Little zoo down there. It's a menagerie. Oh, what animal do you keep in a menagerie? Menages. I'm still a bit iffy about zoos. If it's a breeding program, maybe. I honestly don't know why the animals are here. If it's for protection or breeding, okay, but if it's just to gawk at them, I don't know if that's such a good thing. Quite a number of French resistance fighters were executed here in the castle, but all their names are written on that stone over there. I think I figured out what it is. It's the world's biggest hamster wheel. I was right. I was just reading this information plaque about this. There's a well down there, very, very deep, but the wheel is called a hamster wheel. They're huge hamsters. Is it hamster or hamster? This says hamster. I thought there was hamster. Like the word warmth. There's no P in warmth, but you say warmth. Now I've got a headache. I had a look around the castle for about 2 hours. That's so smoked. Oh. Yes, yes, goats. Goats are smoked. What's going on, goats? Well, that wraps up my visit to this wonderful French town. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you found it informative. If you liked the video, please consider liking and subscribing, and I'll see you again soon. Folks, I could have finished my wine inside, but I was brought outside just to stand here and admire the town. This is, I don't even know what this town is called. Louis XVI loses another battle and has to go to the bathroom.